Well, let's go ahead and get into Monster Hunter has a cheating problem then.
Hello, you absolute legends.
Hello.
In 2023, the Monster Hunter World speedrunning community began to witness something astonishing. A Chinese speedrunner known as Bad Cat started to dominate the game in a way that no one had ever seen.
So his name was Bad Cat. I mean, look, right off of the rip, dude, I already don't like his name. Cats aren't really my thing, and if he's a bad cat, well, then he's really not my thing. So it is what it is, and if he's pulling out some crazy numbers, well, there obviously has to be something to the situation, right?
They were crushing world records.
Oh, ads. Okay, so, all right, let me double back here for a second. Sorry about that, guys. So, basically, in the gaming industry right now, with Dragon Age Veilguard and Dustborn and all these other woke-ass DEI games that have been coming out recently, they're hemorrhaging fans and everything like that. And all these gaming journos just keep fighting tooth and nail to try and stand up for these games that are literally lacking in story. The games aren't that good. They're very baseline, and what is happening here is you're getting a lot of woke self-inserts from the developers of these games, the development companies of these games, and it's really just turning everything on its head as far as good gaming is concerned. And I do want to start bringing in more game reactions and game stuff along those lines. Not necessarily gaming news. Like, I don't mind, reacting to Yellow Flash or maybe some Asmon videos or something like that, as far as any of that is concerned. Or looking into more of like cheating stuff, more videos from Karl here and his channel about speedrunning and cheating games and everything like that. It's really interesting stuff, and it just helps provide an interesting view and take for the games industry as a whole, and obviously the other side of it, which is the gamers cheating and being assholes, right? So, yeah, that's pretty much that. But anyway, am I what? Oh, I got hit with one too, missed everything. He said, hi, YouTube. There you go, there you go. Also, are you fucking mogging right now? Are you seriously? Asmon is good, pretty funny guy. Yeah, and what do you mean? I'm mewing on stream? What does that mean? What are you saying to me right now, sir? Huh? What are you saying? What is this? What do you got? Mogging? You mean molding? Are you talking about molding? Molding? Not mogging? Molding? I know what mogging is. Well, mogging in the game definition is like transmog, like, changing clothes, changing outfits and all that. Some kid shit, I don't know what it means. It's dumb. Okay, well then, fuck you. So yeah, that's pretty much how that goes. And yeah, let's get into it.
Right. It seemed like every few days they would upload a new world record, and there was no monster they couldn't completely dominate. This shouldn't really happen, at least not in Monster Hunter. This is because, as is true for many games when it comes to speedrunning, Monster Hunter is very luck dependent.
Oh! Mogging is a slang term that describes someone who is more attractive, successful, or skilled than others. I mean, shit, it's part of the looks maxing trend, which involves improving one's appearance through various factors such as height, jawline, hair, voice, fashion, and overall dominance. Yeah, I literally wake up and do all those things, unironically. And that's just the way that it is, you know what I mean? Look at this. You can't fuck. Come on, babe. Come on. I digress. Don't let me get too full of myself. Yeah, definitely mogging, dude.
Yes, in order to achieve world records you need a lot of skill and a lot of knowledge about the game, but you also need the monsters to cooperate. Monster behavior is random.
Definitely a halal beard. I know what you mean by that. That's pretty funny, yeah. Your boys down over at your place, they wish they could get a beard like this. Gotta be honest. TBH, bro, TBH. Good God. What? Whatever, dude. He brought it up. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
And certain monster actions allow you to use more optimal strategies. If you get lucky and the monster chooses favorable actions, you can do damage quicker and kill them faster. Normally players would need to grind monsters for a long time to get the best luck, but not this speedrunner. This force from the east would get optimal luck extremely quickly, far quicker than anyone else, and they were accumulating a world record tally that was unbelievable. The other speedrunners felt like this.
Okay, so let me ask this here. Who in the chat is familiar with Monster Hunter, who's played it before and everything? Yes, yeah, thank you. Yeah, can't hate, bro. Yeah. This hoodie cost me more than Gus's outfit that he's got on right now. Preach. Okay, so you've played all of them. All right. So then you're familiar with the game. I'm in Boxers, dog. Well, then I was definitely right. You just proved my point even more. Appreciate it. Okay, so you guys are familiar with Monster Hunter and everything like that. So I've played a couple of the games on a few different, console types, handheld or, regular console. And I think it's good, enjoyable, I haven't really put, like, any definitive amount of time into it. Like, I haven't put down 100 hours or anything like that into any of the games, so I'm not really one to critique Monster Hunter as it is, but you guys will have a better understanding of this, so if there's something I don't get, then you guys will be able to tell me, so that's nice. Even played the newest beta? Okay, well, let's hope they don't have a bunch of fucking cheaters.
Be possible, but just saying that someone is getting too lucky isn't really good enough, unless of course the odds are stupidly unrealistic. However, the real truth would soon be revealed when another speedrunner noticed that one of the monsters did something that shouldn't be possible. This wasn't an instance of monster behavior that was just unlikely, this was something no one else had ever seen before, not once in the history of the game. And sure enough, when experts checked the game files and examined the code.
Okay. You guys understand this? It says this 4-minute 54-second time attack, time attack. Wiki insect glaive run of MR Kolv Teroth by Bad Cat has been brought to my attention. According to an experienced KT runner, Kolv Teroth runner, the final attack Kolv Teroth does in this run should not be possible. The max punch move should not occur after KT has enraged in Phase 3. This analysis aims to show whether or not this attack can legally occur in Phase 3 post-enrage. The main files we analyzed that dictated KT's attack patterns were EM117_00. Those are attack movements and everything. If you go into files and whatnot and look at, so a lot of speedrunners and like task runner guys, they can manipulate code. And that's one of, like, that would be like a line. So you can see the description here on the right hand side. That's the code that would be put in for the regular computations. That's true. I did put that stream thing on to do that. Okay. Let me see what he said. Glaive is broken if you use it right. Takes a lot of learning though. Okay.
Right. It was confirmed. This particular action at this particular time wasn't possible. It was clear that.
So if it's a manipulation punch, let me ask you this, because I know in other games and other speedrunning circles, certain games, if you do a manipulation, then it's not like a game break kind of thing. Like it would be legal in a speedrun to do a manip. But I guess this isn't the case because. Well, if you do a manip in-game, that's one thing, but I guess if you're manipulating source code or something like that to change the outcome of it and manipulate it that way, that's obviously not legal in the confines of the speedrunning community. Could also be abusing frames. Oh, okay, he can be abusing frames as well. All right. Well, you tell me if you think he's doing frame abuse as well then, because like I said, I'm newer to the Monster Hunter stuff, so.
That this speedrunner was modifying the game and changing the way that monsters behave in order to kill them faster. After they were exposed, the speedrunner stopped uploading runs. But on their very last upload, the title was different from the others. It now revealed the truth, that it was tool assisted. Monster Hunter has a...
What was I... Come on. What was I saying, guys? Come on. What Pokemon just dropped? Porygon, don't need that. Did catch a Tropius, though. You got to use Pokécatch.
A cheating problem, and over the past several months, a slew of speedrunners have been exposed as hacking the game to get unrealistic monster behavior. And what's worse is that they are racking up millions of views with unaware viewers that believe their achievements are completely real.
So they're manipulating their view count too. Bunch of damn dirty cheaters, man. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Video, we will take a look at how speedrunners are cheating their way into Monster Hunter fame and earning a pretty penny while doing it. I really hope you enjoy. RNG is a variable that gamers have to deal with in almost every single game that exists.
RNG
It's
gods
the
are
very
terrible.
thing that drives enemy behavior in order to achieve a more unpredictable and interesting gaming experience. In speedrunning, enemy behavior is almost always one of the most impactful variables. We need enemies to do certain things at certain times in order to get things done in the quickest time. And in a game like Monster Hunter, monster behavior is almost everything. That's because the entire game revolves around fighting monsters. In Monster Hunter, players begin quests which involve slaying a particular monster. Once the monster is slayed and the quest is completed, the game shows your completion time. It's this in-game timer that speedrunners and the general community use to time their runs.
What is MR 5 star? What is MR 5 star? What does that mean? In the game Monster Hunter. Is that like, oh, so MR is probably monster rating? Master rank. I was way off. I'm gonna send your ass to the gulag. You talk about the Shadow Realm. Okay, master rank. Got it. Master rank 5 star.
Monster Hunter involves a lot of planning. Players theorize and craft special builds and try to plan out as best they can which skills and buffs they will implement and in what order. Players also need to plan when and where they will deal damage to fully take advantage of in-game mechanics. Each monster has unique damage thresholds that allow you to stun, stagger, or knock them down. And doing these at the optimal time will give you the greatest amount of control over the monster so you can continue to do as much damage as possible. This requires a lot of calculation, and runners spend a lot of time planning which attacks to use, when to use them, and which areas of the monsters to target. This is called scripting, and players will try to script as much of each fight as they can. However, as monsters become stronger and the fights grow longer, this adds more and more RNG into the mix. Obviously, if a fight is longer, a monster will execute more actions, and because each action is random, things become less and less predictable. And this is especially important because some actions are more beneficial than others. Some attacks don't require you to dodge or move around as much, and thus you can keep attacking and doing damage. The best Monster Hunter speedrunners have fights down to a science, and they know the best ways to punish any particular move a monster does. But because each move is punishable by a different amount, getting lucky is going to help you kill the monster quicker, and getting unlucky can completely destroy any chances of a new record. For example, when fighting against the monster Alatreon, which you will remember from my videos looking at Queen Ponzalot's fake blindfold runs.
I saw a whole bunch of stuff about the Alatreon blindfolded speedrun and the whole drama around that. I watched the whole thing. Dude, I can't stand, I can't stand people that try and do these blindfolded speedruns and they just try and fake it and shit like that. Like, first she does the video with, you know, a light cloth that she can obviously see through underneath right here or whatever. And then she does it with something else that more covers her eyes, but it's still the same thing. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. In any gamer. Yeah, I just think it's ridiculous. And these people need to fucking figure it out. Stop doing, like, just stop doing it, dude. Just, like, get good or find something else to try and cheese your way through, or, like, just say from the jump, you know, like, I don't know. For games that are involved with using tasks in order to, like, get the speed run or the time and whatever it is that isn't quote-unquote humanly possible at the moment, even though once you run a task for a certain level in most games that people use task runs for, people will obviously try and do the task run or do the thing that happens with whatever it is in the task run. And if you do Trackmania, for example, you got Uber bugs and things along those lines, things like that are shown in task runs, and then humans try and replicate it. And yeah, but other than that, I mean, I can't stand it. I can't fucking stand the blindfolded cheating shit. Like, it ain't all that, bro.
Using the heavy bow gun, runners hope that the monster does the lightning rain attack as much as possible. During this attack, the runner can continue to spam attacks and they don't need to move. One runner that got particularly lucky with Alatreon was a runner known as Deva. Deva is certainly one of the most well-known Monster Hunter speedrunners in the entire world, and have used their speedruns to help build a modestly successful YouTube channel, boasting over 70,000 subscribers and tens of millions of channel views.
Nice.
Deva is a really good speedrunner. On their About section, they claim over 50 speedrunning world records.
Damn.
And according to Deva himself, he is the #1 speedrunner in the world.
Literal Monster Hunter #1 speedrunner. Literal factual information. Wow. Yeah, I've seen a few of them. I've seen a couple of them that are, said to, not said to be, but they're checked and everything like that, and everything's cool. I've seen a few blindfolded speedrun type situations go down.
And now, right now, in the position I am, I have no one to look up to. Like, I don't, sadly.
Oh.
And that's bad because you can't improve anymore. Like, you can't.
It's kind of hard to improve when you're the dude with the most speedrunning records for the game in the entire world, bro. Like, you can improve on yourself if you want, but I mean, eventually that gets old, right? If there's nothing for people to strive for, then people get stagnant, and that's just the way it works.
Improve if you don't have anyone to look up to.
Deva
What is it? Hold on, let me see. It is Space UK. What was the game?
was well known in the speedrunning community for his lucky runs, and on his Alatreon runs especially, it was unbelievable how well behaved the monster seemed to be. For the past several years, Deva was light years ahead of the others.
I might have actually seen this video. I didn't see Penguins do any reaction to it or whatever, but I think I watched Karl do a video about Geometry Dash cheating and everything, so it might be something similar to that video that you're talking about. I mean, it doesn't mean that we won't, check it out for sure.
Speedrunners, beating Alatreon much faster than anyone else ever had. On his 2 fastest runs, Alatreon's behavior throughout the entire fight was almost identical, and Alatreon was spamming Lightning Rain more than anyone else had ever experienced. More specifically, and what's noteworthy, is that Alatreon did the Lightning Rain move twice in a row, which seemed to be particularly rare. The speedrunner Juzzy decided to look into these runs because they just seemed a bit suspicious. He asked other speedrunners if they had ever seen Alatreon use Lightning Rain twice in a row, and the answer was always no. No one else had ever seen it. Truthfully, no one else even thought it was possible for Alatreon to do this, and yet Deva had it happen multiple times.
There you go. Hi, YouTube. Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. All right.
He then asked someone from the Monster Hunter modding community to look into the game's code, specifically the probabilities that govern Alatreon's behavior. And as it turns out, it should be literally impossible for Alatreon to do this move twice in a row.
Okay,
Juzzy
so it's
confronted
possible.
Deva about this, and initially, Deva completely denied it. But after learning that Juzzy was about to go public with a video exposing Deva's cheating, he confessed to changing the enemy's AI in order to get faster speedruns.
Oh, fucking cheater, dude. Speedrunning top 50 plus my ass. He's a cheater.
There is so-called THK files, which basically alter the percentage of certain moves, and that has been used in my Alatreon on the Charge Blade run, which had like a higher percentage to increase the lightning attacks.
But what's interesting is that Deva claimed that hacking the game to do this isn't wrong. According to Deva, it's not cheating if he changes enemy behavior because his speedruns are just for content and aren't competitive.
In my opinion, there is nothing wrong with it. It's RNG. It's RNG manipulation just like everything else. Everyone can think differently. Of course, you can say it's an
Okay, well, look. Let's say this. Let's say this, dude, for real. Okay, look. Because there is RNG manipulation that does happen in other games, speedrunning communities and circles, and it's not considered cheating in those circles. So it's a case-by-case basis. I can't really say anything because I'm not balls deep into the Monster Hunter speedrunning community or anything like that by no means. But there is RNG manipulation used in other games. It's just not done outside of the game. It's done internally. So I think for me personally, that's where I would draw the line, unless he says that he did it in-game, but it obviously doesn't seem like that's the case, right? So if he went into some form of files to change the behavior and everything like that, that's obviously not a manipulation, an RNG manipulation that can be done in-game. That has to be done outside the game, as far as I'm concerned.
unfair advantage, but of course, as I said, I do non-competitive runs as just content.
But as shown before, this isn't how Deva advertises his channel. He says he has legitimate world records, and nowhere has he ever publicly stated on any of his runs that the enemy's behavior has been modified. And as a result, all of his viewers...
In these kinds of circumstances, omitting information is the same as lying, especially when it comes to real niche communities of speedrunners and things like that. Obviously, it'll vary by game to game, but that's pretty much what you're looking at as a whole.
Think they are real, and some of the comments are pretty funny when you know that he modifies the game. Despite what Deva claims, no reasonable person would ever see these videos and think they were anything other than a legitimate speedrun. And beyond this, Deva is just straight up lying. While the main ones...
He thinks that any normal, quote unquote, any normal person would look at these and know that they're not an actual speedrun. That is not true at all. I'm a perfect example of that. Right? So yeah, to say that I think is 100% off base, and you're really going the right way for a smart bottom in this case when it comes to that kind of shit, especially if you're going to say things that are just, in my opinion, that's just outlandish, bro.
Monster Hunter World speedrunning leaderboards are no longer updated. Deva did submit his runs to them in the past, and his runs, which were world records at the time, are confirmed to also be hacked because of impossible enemy behavior. What's also troubling is that according to Deva, many other players are doing the same thing. And he knows this because they asked him directly for the same software that allows him to do it.
And the plot thickens. Conspiracy theory time.
And a lot of people use it. I won't mention any names, but I cannot count with two hands how many people use THK editing for that, especially on a...
Guys, you want to get good at Monster Hunter? You want to be a Monster Hunter speedrunner? THK editing, bro. There it is, right there. Boom, boom. That's what you got to do. He just told us. That's how you get it done, right? That's what it's got to be.
Touch on many of your friends, many runners that you know,
thicker
and
than a Snicker. I
have screenshots of many people that ask for it, but of course I won't out any of it.
Remember at the beginning of the video I described the Chinese speedrun...
They did it. I got caught, but they're doing it too, and I'm not going to out any of them because I'm coming at this from a moral high point here. Boy, if you don't get your two-timing lousy ass out of this conversation, bro, get out.
Runner Badcat, who was dominating the game throughout the past year. This was actually one of Deva's friends, though it was a different impossible behavior that exposed him. During the fight Kalv Taroth, the monster...
Of course, Badcat's Deva's friend. Why not, dude? THK editing, dude. Monster Hunter speedruns. What's up? Guys, you guys want to become Monster Hunter speedrunners, and we could just do it, and then we'll do the editing for it. We'll change the player behavior. We'll get pretty decent, and then we'll just fudge the numbers. As long as we put in the description that we're manipulating monster behavior, we should be completely fine, right? And we don't put them on the don't submit them to any leaderboards. We'll be good. We'll be good. Do it for the content, for the lulz.
Monster did a move right before dying called Max Punch. This move had never been seen during this particular phase of the fight.
We could be the best Monster Hunter speedrunner team, dude. They don't have that. MHT will make the YouTube channel, set the whole thing up, dude. We'll be famous in a week.
Speedrunners, so the monster's behavior was decompiled, and it was proven that this behavior was impossible. And against Alatreon, the monster performed the sweeping fire breath move when Badcat was standing relatively close. Usually this move is only performed when you're some distance away. At least that was the experience of all of the other speedrunners. And once again, after...
All of the other speedrunners had the same experience. Weird.
Looking at the game's code, they found it was impossible for Alatreon to choose that particular attack when you're standing that close. On the 1st of May, Juzzy uploaded a video of these findings. Previously, Badcat was uploading a new world record every few days, but after Juzzy's video, he uploaded one last video with the title...
Did you just hear that? He's uploading a new world record every few days? Come on, bro.
Including the tag TAS, indicating a tool-assisted speedrun, and he hasn't been seen been since. Another friend of Deva was a speedrunner known as Retro. He claimed the fastest Alatreon kill using the hammer, and his run again involved ridiculous luck, meaning that no one else was even close.
Okay.
In his case, on top of being lucky, Alatreon exhibited behavior that no one else had ever seen. After taking a certain amount of damage, Alatreon will transition into his dragon state, and after this transition, after performing
Is Alatreon dragon state, is that phase 2 or phase 3, guys? Let me know in the comments.
Several attack combos, Alatreon normally jumps into the air and begins to fly. For melee weapons, this greatly limits their ability to do damage. However, in Retro's run, Alatreon never flew, not a single time, and this allowed Retro to continue doing maximum damage with the hammer. And once again, when this specific area of Alatreon's code was examined, it was confirmed that after 3 or 4 attack combos, Alatreon is programmed to always fly. And the fact that Alatreon didn't fly on Retro's run confirmed that he was modding his game. When he was exposed, Retro claimed that he was using a no-fly mod to make his casual...
But my run was cheated 100%. There was a THK... Oh, there it is again. Plot thickens. THK file that was made and shared in the community for a no-fly Alatreon for Monster World blah 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 players to enjoy casually. I fucking had it in my game, got the run and posted when I realized I made private and tried to do it again but couldn't. It is possible, only very hard. Obviously not, bro, you fucking cheater.
Play more fun, and he accidentally left it on. It's important to remember that a lot of the things that caught these runners out, these impossible monster behaviors, weren't intentional. It was an unintended side effect of modifying the probabilities of certain moves. But now that the impossible behavior has been identified, these modders will simply make their hacks more sophisticated, and these blemishes will be patched out. These are just several examples. Even more cheaters have been caught, and there are a lot of other speedrunners that also show these same telltale signs of being too lucky. If what Deva is saying is true, many more speedrunners are indeed using mods. And given that these cheaters all spawned from the same group, it's obvious they were all in on it together. This never used to be such a widespread problem in Monster Hunter. It seems to have arisen within the last several years, and the reason is pretty logical.
Yeah, dude, you're 100% right on that too, Dragon. Like, claims the fame and everything like that, but as soon as anything like wild happens, just immediately excuses. Well, everyone else was doing it, but I'm not going to name them, or, you know, all this other stuff. Yeah, totally.
The Monster Hunter franchise has been around since 2004, but 2018 is when Monster Hunter World was released. This was an important entry to the franchise, because it was the first game to be released for the PC. PC is fantastic for the modding community, because so many tools already exist for the PC that allow people to access
all of this extra information, yo.
And edit game files and modify the game. It is much harder to modify games on console because there is the added barrier of needing to develop specific software just to read and write files. And then when it comes to speedrunning on a PC, these modding tools also make it so much easier to cheat. On a PC, it's usually really simple to download a program that easily communicates with your game and changes the way it behaves. It's much harder to find software that could achieve these same goals on a console. So this recent epidemic of players cheating by modifying the game's AI is a result of the game being released on the PC. And sure enough, all of the players that are caught cheating in this way play on PC. Unfortunately, this new wave of cheaters have done
fucking damn dirty PC gamers.
Irreparable damage to the Monster Hunter World speedrunning community. Clearly. It's honestly impossible to know just how real something is if there aren't any glaringly obvious errors like impossible enemy AI. People will still continue to speedrun because they love the game, but they will always have to contend with other runners who modify the game and upload fake runs to YouTube. It's a sad situation all round, and especially for those dedicated runners that really do play the game legitimately. Thanks for watching, you legends. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.
Well, I mean, hell, there that is, man. You know, look, apparently not only is Monster Hunter having a cheating problem, but apparently it's running rampant, and supposedly there's potential for a lot of these speedrunners to be cheating. So I guess everybody just fucking sucks, man. You know, at the end of the day, it is what it is, you know. Yeah.